Hi everybody, it's Robbie from Southern California, and it's early in the morning and I'm having my coffee, and I thought I'd come out here and clean up a little bit of my chair garden. So here I go. Let's get this chair garden cleaned up so we can get planting in it soon. In here, I'm getting ready to start thinking about planting, and I'm really getting serious as to what I want and what I don't want. So in this one, this plant came up from the root. It's here from the base, but look how healthy and beautiful it is. So I'm taking off the bottom, or I can, take off the bottom, I should say, branches, new growth. I could bury this thing, take this one off too, and bring up all the soil. Look at all the baby tomatoes. This is how nature works. Look at this. Tomato falls, it grows. Everybody makes, I'm going to throw this way. Oh, this is good. I wanted to show you. This is what's inside a paper cup. That's why you have to bust the bottoms. There is no such thing as a paper cup. They're actually lined in plastic. Look at that. Here's the cup. If you bust the bottom, see how it came apart? The plant can break through. But if you don't bust the bottom when you plant it, cup and all, and a lot of these were planted with the cup, they may not be able to get out. It's kind of like these peat moss cups. They can't get out of those sometimes. Well, this has got a very thin film of plastic. So keep that in mind. That's why you want to make sure there's no bottoms. You take your thumb and you push it through the cup, and then you can plant them, and then they'll grow past the cup. So there's not a problem. See, they grew. How beautiful. But anyways, I'm probably going to keep this one and bring this back up. I want to build the soil up. The soil is wonderful. Obviously, the plants, look, there's what? Hundreds of tomato plants growing in here, and I don't want all these. This is going. I'm going to pull this out south, so I'll leave it for a little bit, but it's going out. This one, same thing. I've taken out all the tomatoes. This isn't staying. I will probably lift the pot there. That's garlic chives. And I will put something else in there. See what I do? I pull the plant out, roots and all, so it doesn't make a comeback, but I leave them. So now all the microbes and everything can move back into the tote. I'm not killing the microbes. That's what all the white is and everything we need in there. I'm leaving that. But I just don't want to, you don't want to throw it away. Now, if I had a new tote I was setting up, I would toss that in. It's like making sourdough bread. You're starting in a new tote. I would toss it in, but right now I'm not. In here, I will be redoing the whole thing. I left this one tomato for now. I trimmed everything else out. But look at this. These are all tomatoes. This is the way plants grow. This has been eaten by the birds. The birds can't get to this beautiful lettuce here. Here, same thing. I'm going to redo that. There's 2 pots in there for layering. Probably going to remove that. Here, I had some lettuce. The birds are coming in and eating that. I'm not worried about this. Now, this is a San Marzano tomato. Look at this. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but whatever. This is a really nice plant. Now, the plant itself is not that great. So if I trim it back and it makes a really beautiful comeback, it looks really good. And this is part of it, because look at the tomatoes. Then I will leave it. I will build the soil up and let it do its thing, because this is really nice. It went all through the winter, all through last year, all through the winter, and I'll clean that one up. Here, I'm probably going to take everything out. Tomatoes back there again. See when a tomato falls, it sits all winter and it cracks open, and this is what you get. Isn't that cool? I plant my tomatoes that way. You know what this is? Look at this. What is this? Gary doesn't want them. It's calling Mama. It's a pepper tree. Isn't that funny? The pepper tree where the hawks are nesting right now. That's a baby pepper tree. That will be coming out. Not sure on the eggplant. I trimmed this back. It looks healthy on the top. So I'm debating. I'm still not sure. And since I'm not working in here, I'll wait. But see how many plants there are? This is what happens when you don't thin them out. They're kind of end up with a whole bunch of wonky plants. And this is a pepper, which is trying to make a comeback. So that's definitely staying. But this one, I'll be doing something with that when I get in there. This might be a broccoli I put in here. I'm not sure. Celery may stay that celery. If it looks really nice, I'll trim it back even more. See, I've got black fly because it's so damp. They'll disappear. I can just wash that off with water, but they're going to disappear in another probably week, a couple weeks. That's all the lettuce growing. I'm not even going to try to grow this lettuce. I could pull out some of the small ones. They'll probably bolt right away, but I'm going to replant in this. So I'm going to leave that. And the same thing here. This is my little rose bush I transplanted out of the plants here. You can do cuttings in with your vegetables. Now, why would you do that? Lazy way. If you want to do a cutting, here's what it is. I wanted to make cuttings of rose bushes. And you think about it for how many months, and then a year goes by and you forgot about it, and you never set up your pots, you never did your cuttings. Well, if you go to your rose bush and do cuttings and stick them in among your plants and forget about them, when you go back and you find the roses are taking root and growing, you've got rose bushes, you didn't even have to think about it. So that is basically it. One other thing I'll show you here, and we're gonna have to get into, this is really cool. I made these last year. Look at this, look at this, look at this. It's not what you think. It's not masking tape. We have to make this because I've got to go back and look at my own notes how I made them. I made them all over and they lasted all year and you can move them. Is that cool? Is that cool? I'm really excited with that. You can buy them, but they sell them like for 10 to 20 bucks for, what is it, 10 corners? I'm not going to spend that much. Not when I know how to make them and they've lasted. There's more there. This is just masking tape. And keep in mind, masking tape is fine too, or a zip tie. Look how cool it lasted all year. Now I got to rip the masking tape off. You know, masking tape from a year ago is still lasting. I'm putting it in my pocket because I'm going to throw it away. That's what it is. But that's it. So now we've cleaned up. A couple more, like I said, here I have to do. And see how the soil drops? Now, I never put my soil to the top. I had it to about that high. So it's dropped a good 2-3 inches. Some of them drop more. Depends on the plants. It depends on what you put in there. Has a lot of branches. It's going to fall. No big deal. And that's good. Being that every single tote in here drains, I'm probably not going to flip any soil. I'm not going to do anything like that. If it wasn't draining, I would dig out part of it, move it out, put more, let's say, branches and stuff on the bottom, leaves, and then cover it back. But all of it is doing so well. The soil, plants are pretty much toast, a lot of them, but the soil is doing so well. And you saw the microbes, that white, you know, that's what you want in here. Do we have any in here? I thought I saw some. Oh, look at the baby plant. It's screaming. I thought I saw some. Maybe I did not. You know, that's what you want. And so it's just, see here, we can look here. Because I pulled it out. See, look at this. You've got critters and this is beautiful. Putting it back because I don't want to throw that away. I just want to top it. This is what we want. Everything that was in there broke down. So I'm going to leave it, come back, and then as I really get serious, I'll decide what I want to plant where. Going to leave this tomato, move the cage probably. Cages are a waste sometimes, but you know, they help a little. See how beautiful that tomato is? I have no idea what I'm probably going to end up composting all those. Now these, sometimes you can tell if they're, see, these are lighter, and see how these are darker? So I've got like Brad's and Midnight Snacks in here. See, the Brad's and the Midnight Snacks a lot of times are darker, especially the Midnight Snacks. They're black tomatoes. And see how they come out up, even as young ones, real purple? A lot of times the other ones don't. And I don't know if I threw any red tomatoes that were growing in here. Probably did. And it may not even be me. A bird could have grabbed the tomato and then dropped it and it grew. All right, so we're done here, except I'll get off. Yeah, I'll take off a lot of this yarn. I'm going to cut it off and save it. I'll probably put it in a container in there, so if I need something for a quick tie. Believe it or not, yarn can go for a couple years, so I'm very frugal on my stuff. And I'll take it all off, and then I'll step back and decide as I'm going. Because I had watermelon last year growing in here, and all kinds of zucchini. I'm debating if I'm going to set one tote up just with garlic, since I have so much more garlic. We don't even use that much garlic, but it's just growing so well that it can't hurt. So I may set up garlic here, or I may just spot garlic all through my zucchini I'm going to put back there, my different types of zucchini. So that's it. I thought I would show you that, well, the chair garden is almost ready to plant. I think we just have days away before we get really serious and try to pull out all those beautiful little plants growing, or at least start going one at a time. And I do have a watermelon growing now. I started it from seed in my plastic bag. I put it in a little container. It is growing. I didn't put it in a paper cup this time. but I have another one I will, and I may end up putting it in one of these totes. I like it on the end because I can see it come down and then drape it, the plant any way I want. So I'll probably do that unless I put it in my rainbow garden. Okay, so I thought I'd share with you, and look at this. I have soil because I still have one more container by my rainbow garden to plant, and I'm going to use this on the bottom, and I'm debating if I really need to do cuttings. Here's the thing with cuttings. Cuttings are wonderful to do. Absolutely wonderful. But you saw I've got all the baby plants coming up there. First thing a plant does is set its root system. The first thing a cutting does is set its root system. By the time you see a plant come up, it's already established a small root system. So these will take longer to grow than those. Those will get this size before these even establish a root system. I think that's what I'm trying to tell you. The main reason you do cuttings is, let's say it's winter's end of fall, winter, and you're in an area that's cold and you love those tomatoes, and you have saved tomatoes to grow, you can also do cuttings before the plant is gone. Put them in flower pots, especially tomatoes, and put them on a windowsill, and they will grow generally in anybody's house all winter into spring, and then spring you can plant them outside. I know that. I know people that have done it. I've done it. I've got tomatoes on my windowsill. So it's to save a tomato that's your favorite. For me, it would be a novelty. Maybe I just want to stick it somewhere. But I do know one thing. I do know that these tomato plants, this one in my hand, were wonderful. You saw there were hundreds and hundreds of tomatoes on there. So that would be the only benefit. And like I said, it would be more for fun. So you decide which way you want to go. And like I said, I have tons of tomatoes growing all through all these totes. There's more coming up down there. They're all through here. So I'll see what I want to do. Maybe I'll just stick them around the pond over there and forget about them. So with that, have a wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye, everybody. You want to see how to grow a tomato? One, that is squishing a tomato into the soil. And the other one, besides seeds, is a cutting. Put it right here, poke it all the way down. You go, what, she's planting? Here's a cutting. I've now planted a tomato, unless I decide to pull it out. That's how you plant a tomato. A little water, and you are good to go.